Hi friends, welcome to session 8, Linux Essentials. This session is about job scheduling. Job scheduling is more to do with the scheduled process, scheduled jobs. Like you plan something, the command is to be executed at a given time in future. This is one way, one time execution of the command. Second is you want to execute a command at a given interval of time, maybe daily, after every minute, weekly, or every given day of the month, or monthly, or yearly. So frequency can be as small as minute or as long as year. That's the type of frequency you can set for the execution of the commands. So this session we are going to talk about the job scheduling. Scheduling jobs to be executed in future. So agenda of the session is scheduling a process to execute later one time. Like I just want to start my backup after I leave the office and let the backup happens throughout the night, and once it is done I should be able to see the backup, and I cannot wait when the backup is going on. So I would like to start it at, let's say, midnight. So scheduling a process to execute later, and the files which affect the scheduling at.allow, at.deny. Scheduling periodic processes, weekly, monthly, hourly, yearly, periodic processes, and the command used for that purpose called cron. The file which is used for scheduling the jobs, Crontab, and the format of the file, and the file itself, and the command itself, Crontab. Controlling access to Crontab commands, like who is allowed and who is not allowed to schedule the jobs. Essentially, this session have only two commands. One is at, second is Crontab. These are the two commands. We'll first take a look at the files and the command, and then we'll study this. Okay, let me share the screen and give you a quick overview of this. Here we are on our system. Now the command is at whatever time you want. Like what is the time, date. If I give the date command, I'll get the time. It's 7:31 Indian Standard Time according to this. So at 7, let's say 45. Alright, this is the time I want to execute some commands. Now what commands I want to execute? Let's say touch /root /abc file. This is the command I want to execute. Once it is done, I can press Ctrl D, and the job is scheduled now. If I give the command job queue, that is at queue. At queue will give me the job. At queue will give me the job, and job number 1 scheduled at 7:45 as root user. So at command, if I want to delete, I want to schedule another job, I can use another command. Let's say 7:50. Alright, and I can specify the job. Let's say rm /root /abc. I want to delete that file, and the file will be deleted. I can press Ctrl D. If I type at queue again, I will see the job. Two jobs are scheduled. One will create the file, another will delete the file. So this file will be created. I can specify any command. Like if I want to schedule another job at 7:55, or let's say 8, and I want to create some directories mkdir slash root slash at.dir. Just want to create a directory, and then touch slash root slash at.dir slash xyz some file creation. I can specify any command whatever I want and press the Control D. Now at q will give me the list of jobs. So 3 jobs are created now. One will be at 7:45 a.m. Indian time, second will be 7:50, and third will be 8. These 3 jobs will be executed at appropriate time. Now to delete a job I can use at d and job number 1. For example, if I want to delete this, I'm not going to delete it, but at d will delete the job, because commands related to at starts with at at is the command after followed after which you have to give the time and then give the commands at the at prompt. Once you are done, you type Control D to finish. At q, at d, at rm, at run, at read attribute. So these are the commands executed for that. Then there's a file etc at.deny. There is only one file. at.allow does not exist by default. So the file exists by default is at.deny. And at.deny means anybody who is listed in this file, by default it is blank. Blank file means nobody is denied. Anybody can schedule the job. This file is blank right now. This file is empty. So if you add any name to this file, that means that person will be denied, that user will be denied to create a at job. He or she will not be able to create the job. Same way, if I create at.allow file, by default this file does not exist. If I create at.allow file, only users from this file will be allowed, and mind it, they must be exclusively specified. Deny file will be ignored in that case. So deny file will be ignored. Exclusively only the users created in this file will be allowed. If I create this file and I keep this file empty, that means nobody will be allowed to create the job. Like if I try 8:15, will I be allowed? Okay, let us try mkdir slash root slash testdir and press Control D, and job 4, it should not be allowed. I think it is after logout, because by default when we have at.allow and it is empty, then this user should not be allowed to create the file, because even the root will not be allowed to create the file if you do this. Okay, slash etc slash at.allow, I must delete this file. This file must be deleted, because if you keep this file empty and this user will not be allowed. But by default, since I'm logged in, probably we need to verify that you have to log out and log in again in order to make the file effective, or when the effect of this file will be working, right? But that is very clear. At.allow, if you don't specify any user in this file, then you will not be allowed to create the add jobs. So this file at.allow and at.deny manage who is allowed to create the jobs. Then we have next is Crontab. Crontab. So Crontab is a command which is used to create the jobs. Crontab -e, when you type, it will open a blank file, empty file, and you have to type the file here. What is the syntax of the file, what the fields are, that we will discuss. I'm not creating anything, I'm quitting this file. But yes, if I type man Crontab, I'll see the syntax of the file also. Like we have Crontab, there are different options of this file. This is how you create the Crontab, which we will discuss. Crontab -e, I specified Crontab -e. Let me quit from there, and if I Crontab 5 and then Crontab, this will give me the format of the file. Crontab file is used to create the cron jobs. So Crontab command will be used to create or schedule periodic jobs, which we will discuss, which I have not demonstrated yet. First, I'll show you the file format. Then what we need to do is we need to take a look at the file /etc slash cron dot allow and dot deny. These are the files. Cron dot allow, cron dot deny. By default, cron dot deny file exists. Cron dot allow does not exist the way we have at dot allow, at dot deny. So deny file, if we specify cron dot deny, and by default this file is empty, that means nobody is denied creating the cron jobs. If I add any name into this file, the person will not be allowed to create the cron jobs. And cron means scheduled jobs which will be repeated at the given interval of time. So we have understood quickly the command and the file format which control the creation of jobs. Now we'll take a look at the theoretical aspect and some examples of it in the session. Let's take a look. So now we are able to start and we will be able to understand that scheduling a process to execute later. This is what I demonstrated. Create, a job, single command, single task to be executed at a given time, like at followed by time. Then you specify the command at the at prompt. At queue will display the queue for the user. The jobs scheduled by a given user will be displayed. At rm, that is remove or job id, it will remove the job from the queue. So command will be executed at the time you indicate. You can specify any time, like at 8 p.m. December 7, at 7 a.m. Thursday, at now plus 5 minutes, at midnight plus 23 minutes. All these timings are allowed the way you specify the time in future. These are all possible examples. You can specify the time in any of these formats. Now there are two files, at.allow and at.deny, which controls the creation of the jobs, who is allowed and who is not allowed. Now first thing, if at.allow exists, only users in this file can schedule. If at.allow does not exist, by default it does not exist, that is true, then only the users whose name is not listed, mind it, not listed in at.deny, can schedule the jobs, because by default at.deny exists and it is empty. If neither file exists, only root can schedule at jobs. If you delete, for example, if you delete at.deny, only root will be able to schedule the job. And if at.allow exists and it is empty, which I saw, which I demonstrated, that at.allow I created and I left it empty. Even root cannot schedule the at jobs. So only thing, when we were not able to work it, that means probably we missed something, and we'll verify that it will work in the current session or the next session, because we were working as root user, then we created the file. So probably we have to log out and log in again in order to see the effect of this file. But that the statement is correct, statement is not wrong. If at.allow do not exist and at.deny is empty, this is the by default, this is the default situation, you know that this file does not exist and this file is empty, then that means all can schedule the at jobs. Anybody and everybody can schedule the at jobs. These are the 2 points about 2 files which control who is allowed to control or create at jobs. So at command talks about one job at a time in future. It will not allow creation of repetition or scheduled jobs or regular jobs. Cron mechanism allow process to be invoked periodically. So periodic jobs are controlled by cron. This is the most important, frequently used. At is hardly used. I have not seen any example of at where people are using in production. But cron, I see every time, everywhere I see cron being used. Users need not be logged in for cron. The cron jobs are listed in the Crontab file. The file which is created by Crontab-a. The cron mechanism is controlled by a daemon called Contd. This is the daemon which is a process always running which control the cron processes. This daemon wakes up every minute or so and determines if there is any entry in user's cron tables, and that needs to be executed. So it is a periodic process. It is a process which is running, which is checking every user's file, Crontab file, and verifying that if there is any file which is to be executed, or any Crontab table entry which is to be executed indirectly, which means is there any scheduled job which is to be executed now, and if there is, it will open and execute the job. If the time passed for an entry to be started, it will be started. A cron job can be scheduled as often as once in a minute, as I said, and as infrequently as once in a year. So that is so vast duration. You can schedule your 10-year job every year to be executed. Because Linux is so robust, you don't have to restart your system. You don't have to manually attend the system. You can schedule your system to be running for 10 years and doing regular job at given time every year also. Using using cron, you must edit and install your cron table file. Cron table file cannot be edited directly. You cannot directly open the file and edit it. They are edited by using the Crontab command. So edit the file and install with Crontab. Edit the file through Crontab command, and this is how we use Crontab-u user file name. This is if you as a root are creating cron job for another user. If you are creating for yourself, you can use -l for listing, -nr for removing, and -e for editing. And this is what I tried, what I demonstrated, which was empty file. So then how to make entries, what entries are to be made in the file, that is the main process, and that is what we need to learn. So let's understand the file. Entry of this file, which is created by crontab-e, the blank file which I said. You will not get anything in that file by default. The file has to be empty. So there are 5 spaces delimited fields. Means you have to make 5 entries. First entry space, second entry space, third entry space, fourth entry space, fifth entry space, then the command. So these 5 fields determine what you are going to do, what you are going to type here. So the 5 fields are, first we need to type the 5 fields. Okay, the field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5, and then the command. Fields are minute. The first field is the minute. First field is the minute. This is minute field. Second field is hour field. Then the day of the month field, and then day of the week field. Month field, and then the day of the week field. So these are the 5 fields which are specified. Comment line begin with hash. So if you type hash, that means you are typing a comment. Now how to create? Let's take a look at example, very quick example. Crontab-e is how you type, and this is, look at the field example. Let's say the first field is 30, second field is 18, then third field is star, fourth field is star, fifth field is star, and this is the command rm/home/sangwan/temp. That means delete all files from temp directory of Sangwan user. Possible values at this place, you can have distinct value n, or you can have a range of value like 30 to 35, or you can have a range like here 18 to 20, 18 to 24, or you can specify star. So discrete means single value, n value within the given range, whatever value. For example, month, we can have date from 0 to 1 to 31. Day of the week, we can have 1 to 7. So whatever possible values are, you can specify individual values or range of values. or comma separated values. Individual values can also be specified like 30, 35, 40. You can specify three values comma separated. That is also allowed. And star means all possible values. So this is how you're going to specify the values. Now let's understand with example. Let's say first field is having value 30. Second value is having value 0. Third field having value 1. Fourth field having value 1, 6 and 12. And last field having value star. What does that mean? That means this hour means 00 hour, 30 minute. So which means 30 minutes past midnight. The meaning is quite clear. 30 minutes past midnight. Because 0 hour means midnight and 30 minutes means after midnight 30 minutes. So we are saying 00 colon 30 hours. Day of the month is first, means we are talking about first. And which months? First, 6th and 12th. That means we are talking about January, June and December. Which day of the week? Every day of the week, because star. So the meaning is this: 0030 hours on 1st of January, 1st of June and 1st of December. So this is the example of possible values separated by space. Another example: 0 minute 20 hours, that means 8 p.m. because 20 hours means 8 p.m. and 0 because we are not talking about minutes, so we are talking about 8 0 p.m. so 8 p.m. Day of the month is every day of the month. But which month? October month. Which day of the week? First and fifth, that is Monday and Friday, right? Oh sorry, we are giving a range Monday to Friday. So that means 8 p.m. every weekday, Monday to Friday, only in the month of October. So that is the example of another scheduling. So this is how we can specify the schedule: 8 p.m. every weekday only in the month of 10th, that is October. Another example: 000 hours 0 minute means midnight. Which day of the month? First of the month, 10th of the month and 15th of the month. Which month? Every month. Which week? Every week. Which day of the week? Every day of the week. So midnight of 1st, 10th and 15th of every month. And last example: 5 and 10 means, and 0 hours means midnight. So 12:05 in the midnight and 12:10 in the midnight. Which day of the month? 10th day of the month. Which month? All months. Which day of the week? Only Monday. So at 12:05, 12:10 every Monday and on 10th of every month. So this is how you can specify the scheduled date, and that's how we specify them. All right. So this is very good example. There are 4 examples considered here with the different timings and how the timings are to be specified in the Crontab-E file. Controlling access, exactly same concept the way we had at.allow, at.deny. Cron.deny. This file exists by default. You know it was there. It lists the users who cannot schedule the Crontab jobs. And this file was empty. That means everybody can schedule the job. It is referred only when cron.allow do not exist. And by default cron.allow do not exist. You know it. Cron.allow, by default this file do not exist. List the users who can schedule the Crontab jobs. If exists, only this file will be referred and cron.deny will be denied or ignored. In interaction between cron.deny and cron.allow, it exactly similar to that of cron.allow, at.allow and at.deny. That's all for this session. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.